When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Hello and welcome to my home, fellow SDL friends. I'm going to share with you today a very special family recipe that's been with my family for a very long time. And over the years, like the art of teaching, I have worked on refining the recipe. And what's important about today, what I'm about to show you, is it's not so much about the ingredients because they're pretty basic, but it's about your feel through the recipe. It's all about feel today. So today we have some flour, olive oil, salt, yeast, baked potato, some sugar, and a prepared focaccia pan with a drizzle of olive oil. So the first thing you need to do is get some lukewarm water in the bowl. So it's all about feel. So what you're going to do is run the water and use your wrist almost like you're testing a baby's bath water. And you're looking for something that doesn't burn your wrist. It's just right. So that feels about right. And then yeast. If you don't know much about yeast, it starts off as pretty unseeming. It's not doing anything right now, but in order to do its job of helping the focaccia rise, we're going to add some sugar, and the sugar gives the yeast a bit of courage to do its thing. So we add in the yeast and give that a stir. And then we are going to wait and watch some magic happen in a few minutes. So see you in about 10 minutes. So welcome back. So as you can see, after about 5 to 10 minutes, the yeast has transformed itself and it has risen to the top of the water in a very bubbly kind of form. And so the next thing we're going to do is prepare the flour. And again, this is about feel. You're going to hear me say that a lot today. So what you want to do is sort of swoosh your flour around. I know that's not such a technical term. And then you're going to add the potato in. And what's important about this step is that the potato really needs to be melded in quite well with the flour. And so you shouldn't be able to see it or feel it anymore, but you just know it's there. So how you do that is you want to rub the flour and potato in between your hands like that, and you're feeling for lumps, and you want to get rid of the lumps. Your next part is to sprinkle salt around the outside of the flour. You're not going to put it in the middle, because if you do that and you add your yeast, it would basically kill the effects of the yeast and your dough wouldn't rise. I'm just going to take a sprinkling of kosher salt and put it on the outside of the dough and leave a well for the yeast. And we'll be back in a couple minutes to show you the next steps. So we're back and we're ready to add the yeast. So once the yeast has done its thing in the bowl, you don't have to be too gentle about it. You can just add it to the well, as long as it's not collecting that salty part. And then what you want to do is scoop it from the bottom and start mixing. And then I'm going to need some help from my sous chef, also known as my video camera person. We're going to add a bunch of olive oil, and we're going for feel. Again, there's no real measurement to the olive oil and water process of this dough. Okay, good. Oh, by the way, this is kind of a treat. I know you might be freaked out on the amount of oil. It's not an item you would find on your daily diet. Okay, so the dough is too hard, and so we're going to have to add some warm water, so I'm just going to grab some more. And again, depending on the day, the humidity, you never know how much water you're going to need to add, so I'm just going to start with 2 bowls. And we're going for feel. So that's still too hard. What you're looking for is the dough to ooze through your fingers, almost like oobleck. I'm sure some of you teachers know what that is. So we need more water. So how you amalgamate and meld the dough together is just by squeezing it through your fingers like that. You should almost be able to pour the dough out into the pan. So that is ready now. As soon as it comes together like that, it can go into your prepared focaccia pan. Just pour it out. And sous chef, I need some oil on my hands, please. So you just need a little drizzle in your hands so that you can spread the dough out. Good, thank you. I'm just going to push it out to the edges. And now this dough needs time to rest and let all the ingredients sit together and let the yeast continue to do its thing. So it's going to go into the oven, but the oven's turned off just to keep warm for 2 hours. So we will see you in 2 hours. So as you can see, the dough has risen for 2 hours. It's double its size. The yeast has done its thing. And I've added tomatoes, rosemary, olive oil, salt, and pepper, and it's going to go into the oven until golden brown. See you on the other side.